The dumbest thing, the thing I really wanted to point to, was this moment where the twister comes in, and it
Yeah.
literally blows Poppy and Nori away into the sky,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right here, like there they go. Look at that, like that. These people are like
Well, they
hundreds of yards up into the atmosphere.
they
Like
could survive if they braced themselves.
right before they hit the ground, they just jump.
Right.
No, but like this would kill someone. Like
Dude, I know.
they're just like rag dolls flying into like what looks like to be 100 feet into the air
Right, but I
at
mean,
the end of episode 3. But the thing is,
yeah.
you'd think, oh, we're gonna leave our audience in tremendous amounts of suspense until the following episode, but we're not under any suspense because of course we know they're not going to die.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's not the only insult. It's like not only are they not dead, they're totally unscathed. When we meet them again, they're like, are there, open flesh wounds, lacerations, broken legs? No, they're just like under a bush,
Well,
asleep. Not even
because
any
they
cuts.
no. I know what it is. They fell in the bush. It cushioned the fall.
That bush cushioned their fall. But you find out later that this windstorm killed three of those or two of those riders that were chasing them. So it killed
Yeah.
those riders, but these two are like, "Oh, brush yourself off. We can walk."
But this goes back to the whole writing of, like, they get picked up in a hurricane or in a tornado, and then they fall on a bush, and then they walk and meet this guy.
There's no logical thread.
Yeah, it's like they're not even injured where they have to find something. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like it would make more sense if, like, Poppy popped her proud foot or brandy foot or whatever, and she
And
had
then they carried her to a doctor, and the doctor was someone like that tour guide that they ran into. Maybe that was the doctor. I mean, nothing logically connects with anything else.
no, not at all.
They get blown by this tornado, and then they jump off this cliff. And again, like, you just don't, like, there's no consequences of anything. Like a big cliff fall, and it looks pretty hellacious. And again, they're like, "Oh, that was rough," and then they're just fine.
And then here's this guy.
Then they're it's like running it's like running into Sauron in the middle of the ocean. It's like we're doing this for no reason. Oh, we fell. We're running from one person and we meet another person. It would have made more sense, like you said, if they had to go to a doctor and this was the medicine man or something.
Yeah.
Some logical connection that connects scenes together and relations together. So it's not just like, oh, and then we happen to run into this guy.
Yeah, this is I mean, honestly, it's disheartening because writing in this season is just in some ways way worse than last season. I mean, am I off base on this?
Yeah. Oh no, you're not off base. I just think, like, there's a lot of good writers out there. People out there who really need jobs. Writers out there who could probably do a ton better job. I don't know, like, how they found these people. Are these like AI bots writing this together? Like, but something's wrong.
It's like the writers see these like the stores, right? They're just like taking names that people recognize and just not putting them where they need to be. I mean,
Right.
the stores were on the Anduin, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
In the south. Like this, like how is anybody ending up in Rune?
I mean, it's not just that it's not the lore. It's not, it's not compatible with Tolkien's lore or acanonical. It just doesn't feel like it gets the story anywhere. As far as there is a story, it doesn't seem to move it anywhere. It's just another thing that happens. We go to the Stoor village, and the Stoor chieftain is like just like sour.
In the desert searching for,
like, everyone's just in a bad mood, and no one.
Yeah.
It's like, and it doesn't move the plot either. It's like, this person's
Wait,
upset.
if we put your brains in a vulture, it'll fly backwards.
Be nicer to him.
The store that they just met. It's the obvious comic relief, and it's just not funny. It like I don't know if you picked this up, but the joke of like where he's like, A, I don't do this.
Yeah,
3, I don't like.
right.
You know what? That was from Home Alone, dude. Do you remember Home Alone?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a Home Alone tier joke.
it's like no, it was actually in Home Alone.
For 3 reasons. A, I'm not that lucky. 2, we have smoke detectors. And D, we live in the most boring street in the United States of America.
And this is kind of like, just there's too many modern references. He mentioned one, and then he mentioned a letter in the alphabet.
No, of course. No, I saw that. It was like, let me tell you the rules for meeting so and so. 1, you should always never call her by this name. B, you should always blah blah blah. And then 4, you should, and he skipped 3 or something like that. There's 4 rules and he only got to 3. Something like that. It was just stupid.
But you know what? In a weird way, the fact that they brought up the alphabet, because Tolkien, Middle Earth is not running off of like our alphabet.
Right.
I mean,
right.
It just was like, oh,
I mean, it like just, B. What is this B?
Yeah, what is this B you're talking about? It's like, here's
a Roman letter. I thought you like everything takes you out of the specificity of this world, and it turns it into this generic experience of like, oh, a Home Alone reference. Like, how are we supposed to be immersed in this world and believe in this universe when there's, random dialects coming and going, random groups of people who like, and again, I don't want to get, it's treading on dangerous ground to talk about like race or whatever, but it's like, there's no, like, in a tribal society like this is a tribal, almost pre-agricultural society. These people would all be like genetically,
they would all resemble each other.
Yeah, they would be like a tribe. But this looks like, you're going to your local, Walmart or something, and you see people of every tribe. Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't make any sense. And so when everyone's talking different languages, they're referencing the letter B from the Roman alphabet. Like, where is this place? It doesn't feel like a place, which is what the whole point of Tolkien was, that he was so thorough that, every group had a language that made sense on its own terms, and every people had a history, and they had genealogies, and it was all worked out like how the real world works, except it was a secondary world and an imaginary world. This is just a jumble. So sorry.